She don't wanna change, she stuck in her ways. Invited to the crib, we fucking for days. She just wanna fight, but fuck what she say.
Elevated Talkz, you got your boy Standout in the fucking building. We got a special guest here. We got RecoBands, man. Tell them who you are, where you from. Let's go.
I'm RecoBands. I'm from Kansas City, Missouri, Midwest. Moved out here a little bit ago. You know, I'm an artist, CEO, Lost in Vegas. I got a couple partners. Yeah, we just out here doing it.
Okay. What made you move to Vegas?
Vegas, I moved out here on family missions, but it ain't a big entertainment, you know what I'm saying, industry where I'm from. And I was doing events, I was doing music, and I realized, like, you know, big fish, small pond type thing. So I was like, why not try Vegas?
Yeah. Okay. So the biggest, Kansas City. You got who was the biggest artist? Like Tech Nine.
Tech Nine.
You got the St. Lunatics, obviously, at the time, because they're in that region. Yeah. So. Yeah, I get what you're saying. Yeah,
I worked with Tech Nine. I interned with Strange Music for a little bit.
Okay.
On the video side, like doing their commercials type stuff.
Tech Nine, a lot of people don't know, like that motherfucker be moving. Like,
sure.
Like I seen Tech Nine, like I want to say like 10, 15 years ago. This motherfucker pulled up in a tour bus and shit. Like you wouldn't think, because like he's not like mainstream. You know what I'm saying? So
independent.
And he's independent. He has like no label backing and shit. So I'm like, damn.
And he said he said he do 100 shows a year. At least.
I could see that.
At 50.
Yeah,
like,
I can
that's
see
crazy.
That. I could see that. So what made you start doing music and stuff?
Well, I started with my homie. We was like probably like 9, like a talent show. We was doing the talent show. We like, what should we do? And then so I was like, let's rap. He did a little beatbox.
Okay.
We wrote a rap. Me and a couple other people, we all did the rap all together.
Okay.
Like it was like some group stuff way back then. But then I just always wrote. And then probably like 3 years ago, I was out here. I dropped a project when I was in Kansas City, but you know, I just dropped it to see how I feel, whatever. And it was doing good. But then I moved out here, and like 3 years ago, I'm like, shit, I might as well just hop in the game, get it.
Vegas is it's a make it or break it city. I tell a lot of people that, like, it's either you made it and you up here, or like you were like down here. It's nothing in the middle. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, you got a lot of transplants from, you know, California, obviously, and you know, the surrounding states and shit like that. But like, to me, it's like an untapped market, because it's like,
for sure,
you got a lot of talent out here, but you don't have a lot of push out here. So it's like, it's still kind of untapped, and you know what I mean? And like I feel like if you're a rapper or a singer, and like if you really like consistent and stay dedicated to the shit, and like, you know, you make a little bit of noise, like they'll find you in Vegas for sure. And then like everybody comes to Vegas, so you gotta come through, and you know what I mean?
It's not a big music industry here, but it's close enough to the industry where if you make a big enough buzz.
Yep. Because I remember when like Dizzy Wright, like Landlord and all them, like they had a buzz, you know.
For sure.
And Dizzy Wright, I think the biggest thing that messed him up was going to well, it kind of helped him, but it kind of messed him up, because he already had his own wave, and it was like he went to Funk Volume, and it was like a whole bunch of people over there, and then he had to figure out his wave again or whatever. He's still dope, he still make dope music and shit, but like sometimes, like especially out here, you got to have your own wave and just kind of push,
set you apart, like, you know.
Okay, so let's go to the growing up in Missouri, man. like tell us how that was, man. Like, I'm from the West Coast, so I'm from California, so
it's different. It's way different from here. Like, you know, we get all weather, you know, cold, half the year, rain, everything, but it's slow. It's way slower than this, but it's cool. Like, if you know everybody, you know what to do. You know what I'm saying? I know promoters, DJs and stuff, they got enough to do, but it ain't no big industry. Like, there's not a lot of people shooting movies. There's not a lot of people shooting. It ain't a lot of engineers, a lot of videographers, none of that. So it's a lot of talent out there, though.
So what would be the closest city or state that you would say that really popped?
St. Louis is right there. Like, cause you know, I'm from the Missouri side, but I'm from Kansas City, so we probably about 5 hours from St. Louis.
Okay.
And then Chicago right there. You know, they got OKC not too far, so you can drive somewhere and it be cracking because you're in the middle of everything. So
it's kind of funny because like when I listened to some of your like when I looked at some of your videos and listened to some of your music, I couldn't get the feel that you were from the Midwest, Kansas City. You know, you would kind of think that like you're from, if anything, if you maybe Atlanta or something like that.
That's lit.
But then like I get a vibe from like, you kind of remind me of like you're like a hybrid artist, I would say, because like you give me some like feels of like West Coast, like the Bay, a little bit of Vegas, a little bit of LA and shit, but then like I could hear nuances of like Atlanta, you know what I'm saying? So if I didn't know, I wouldn't know you. I would have not known that you were from Kansas City. I would have thought like, okay, maybe he's from, if anything, Atlanta. But like you got a versatile style. You know, some people they just sound like their region,
right?
You know what I'm saying?
And I think that's a Midwest thing because like I grew up when I first started rapping, I was listening to mostly East Coast. You know, I'm listening to Jay-Z, Biggie, stuff like that, and then the older I got, I started listening to West Coast. Because it's more talking about real, like, you know what I'm saying? That was all metaphors at first. So I went through those transitions, like, let me get my metaphors battle rapping right. Then I'm like, you know, I want to be Jay-Z. Then I'm like, damn, I want to be Pac. Let me talk about my real life. Then I went through that. And then when I got serious, I had a piece of all that, you know? Then Atlanta, Outkast, you know, people like that. So I try to mix it in, and I try to, like, make it where it's street enough, but it got everything I do got a meaning. Like every song I drop, it's really a meaning behind it.
Right.
Like it don't matter if it's a club song, it means something. Like I go in with that mindset.
So who is your top 5? Who would you say at the top of your head? There's no particular order. You know, we don't got to be PC. This shit ain't. Who is your top 5 artists that you would say that you fuck with, that you kind of, I would say, craft your sound from or whatever. And the people that you listen to the most.
So I listen to certain people and I craft off. I say like right now, because I changed, like I was working with my boy Gonzo. I had him managing.
Shout out to Gonzo.
My boy from Germany. We got lost in Vegas together, and he helped me craft because he was like, you got kind of like a southern, like you kind of sound country. He's like, you put that on the West Coast beats. I like when you do the West Coast beats. So I started doing it and people started saying the same thing that he was saying. Like, I like you on the West Coast beats. So I was like, this kind of like some Nelly shit or some Ja Rule shit. You know, so I kind of go that way, but I still like would do like Fabulous, I guess, like with the metaphors, and it ain't all singing and all that. But listening wise, like Jay-Z, Nipsey, I listen to Money Man. Not too many people up on him. Money Man, people that got value. Like I can't listen to a lot of bullshit. You know. I mean, everybody listens to Pac and Biggie, so you know that's 5. Pac, Biggie, Jay-Z. Money Man, Nipsey. It's like, crazy little.
Nip, like I met him a few times and shit. Like he went hard. And he definitely is one of my favorite artists. Not because like I wouldn't say for bars and shit, but like what he's talking about. His, like, his
and
substance.
The feel of it, like you can really like you get in your mode.
It make you want to hustle. It make you want to start a couple businesses and shit.
For sure.
And then on the same time, and like, so I remember this quick story real quick. I remember when like Nipsey really first started getting like popular and shit. Like, well, he was already popular, but like when he first like really started making noise and shit, that was the time, like around the time that like YG dropped his it was actually his second album, My Crazy Life or whatever. And so like at the time music was like it was like what, 2012, 2013 or whatever. And YG, he made you feel like you was a blood in Compton. And then Kendrick came out and he made you feel like the other side of Compton. I grew up in Compton and Carson, so it's like it kind of brought me back home and shit, right? And so then you had Nipsey. And Nipsey was making music that was like totally opposite of what they were, but he was still banging the shit. Like he was banging the 60s shit, but he was on some different shit. So he made you feel like he was in a different part of LA and shit. You know what I'm saying? So that was a great time to be alive. Great time to be alive and shit.
It was a point. Nipsey was the only person I listened to. I'm like, shit, I'm trying to manifest. Get my brain right. Because music is like, it's like spells, words are spells. So I feel like the more you listen to that type of shit, the more you gonna do what it say.
Okay.
Even when I say certain songs, like I listen to my songs later, and I'll be going through something that I wasn't even necessarily going through at the time I made it. But, I'm listening to myself in third person, like, damn, like, this is really me talking about how I feel right now. But it's a song that I already made.
Yeah, definitely. Like, I could definitely get that because I think since music is such an art, like, some people, I mean, I guess nowadays, like, they make it for, like, just to get popular and shit. But then you got the other side where people make it like with substance, like you're saying and shit like that. So, yeah, I definitely get that. I don't know, man. Like I used to try to be a rapper. I still could spit. I'm not gonna spit I'm not gonna spit right now, but I used to do my thing or whatever, and like I would say I'm more the art side of music and shit. Like I write. You know what I'm saying? So when I write, I'm writing like with the shit that either I've seen or I'm going through, or the shit like so I only can really write about women, shit like heartbreak, shit like that, you know what I'm saying? Shit like getting money and shit like that because that's all I know, you know what I'm saying? But like what is your goals? Like let's say your next 3-year goals, and what do you have coming up?
So like I was saying, we got a company called Lost in Vegas. I got a couple partners, guys, Ohio, or whatever, but it's a brand. So the music is to support the brand, like going back to Nelly, like I feel like he rapped to promote, like Air Force Ones, look at the grills, boom, boom, and he made a way behind it. So I'm trying to make a way behind the Lost in Vegas stuff or whatever, and eventually turn it to an app, where it's like you lost in Vegas, we tell you where to go.
That's
what
hard.
I'm saying? Like that type of feel. So I feel like get a partnership deal with that. That definitely would come in the next 3 years. And the music, like I'm doing acting. Shout out to my boy Johnny Lump, John Lavelle. We just wrapped up this movie, Pre-Lessons. It's a series. So I'm doing the acting and all that too. But it's all to promote the brand, because when you go to a label, I don't want to just go with music and be like, that's all I'm standing on. I can make music.
You building a brand.
Yeah, so you want me? I got this many people behind me. I need 50 million. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's kind of how I'm doing with it. And for the next 3 years, I see it popping.
So let's go back to Lost in Vegas and shit. Like, what made you really, really want to start Lost in Vegas?
Really, I came out here and I was lost in Vegas. Like, I didn't know nobody in Vegas. Like, I knew like one person.
I heard that part too. Like when before you said y'all got lost in Vegas.
Yeah, you're right. Like I really was lost. So it's like my birthday, and the girl that I came out here with, she didn't want to go out. She tired, whatever.
Oh yeah,
so
I know how that goes.
So I'm out by myself. I'm just chilling. I'm like, forget it. Like I'm just gonna go out. And so many people talking to me. Oh, it's your birthday. Have a shot.
Right.
This, and that. Boom, boom, boom. And I'm in the MGM, and I'm just going down the elevator. And I'm like, I don't even know where I'm at. I don't even know how to get back to my car. I don't know nothing. And I go out, I see the line, and I looked up, because I'm from the Midwest, we don't got no big structures like that. And I'm like, you know what? I'm lost in Vegas. I was like, that'd be a crazy GPS, like a crazy thing. So I looked it up, and I couldn't find nobody that had that brand doing that type of thing. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I was like, I'm gonna run with it and just put the music behind it. So I dropped the EP, Lost in Vegas.
And I see that you put all the merch in your videos and shit like that.
Yeah. So
I peeped that.
So I wanted to just like be for tourists, like, cause I was a tourist at that point, like, even though I was just here. So they come get the Lost in Vegas merch, they get the app. You know what I'm saying? They hear my music.
Did you bring any merch with you?
Yeah, I got some merch.
Okay.
Oh, well, shit, I didn't drive my car. I'm gonna get you some merch though. I got some merch in my car.
What we like to do here at Elevated Talks, Elevated One Network, I like to support all people's shit. So
I appreciate that.
Yeah,
That's it.
I definitely cop some shit, buy it. Yeah. Weird on a podcast or something.
That's dope. Yeah.
That's what I just like to do, because I feel like, it's, if I'm buying, I buy designer sometimes, but like now I'm more so on the wave of like, fucking let me support everybody else's shit. Like, especially if it's dope. Like, why support fucking this dude all the way in Italy, or these people all the way in Italy or whatever, I could support Lost in Vegas, I could support Sneak
sure.
Apparel, I could, you know what I'm saying?
And it means something.
Yeah,
when
and
you
it
wear
means something. And like when I seen your shit, I'm like, oh, this shit kind of like in the same realm as like gallery department.
Yeah,
This shit is in the
exactly.
same realm of like.
That's what I try to go.
fucking
Keep it
Hellstar
like where
shit.
it's designer, but like where everybody can do it.
Yeah.
And then like each letter is like a letter from the a hotel in Vegas. So
Oh,
it's like
that's
the
hard.
Venetian V, it's like the Stratosphere S, you know what I'm saying? So we try to keep it where it's for the locals, for the tourists, shit like that.
So I'm gonna say this right now. We gonna cop some fucking merch.
Yeah, we're gonna get.
And it's gonna be a part 2 as well with this. So
I'm gonna bring the merch on part 2.
yeah,
Make sure y'all see it.
we're gonna set up part 2 very soon. We gonna set up your whole crew too.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
that's
saying?
lit.
Because we gotta put that shit out there. You know what I'm saying?
For
Like
sure.
we gotta put her in front of the fucking world, man. You know, yeah, that shit is dope. Like that's some shit that I definitely wear.
Yeah, I appreciate
you know
it,
what
man.
I'm saying? So yeah, keep on doing that shit. So let's go back to the projects, man. You say you do the merch, or you do the music to push the merch,
Right. Yeah.
So like, tell us about like your up and coming projects. Cause I heard some shit. You
Yeah.
know what? We'll put send me a track that you want, and I'll put it on the before
Okay, for sure.
and the intro and outro of this episode or whatever the case may be. But yeah, like I personally think that the shit is dope. I
Appreciate
don't really promote or put people on my brand that I don't think
Yeah,
is
that
dope.
I don't think dope,
Yeah,
yeah.
because it's like like
Yeah, because it represents you.
yeah,
so.
it's like why I got this whack rapper or this whack singer on here? You know what I'm saying? It does nothing for me. You know, like it really. I don't give a fuck what kind of buzz they got or whatever. It does nothing for me. You know what I'm saying? So if they're dope, I feel like okay, I could use them to do something else. Like for
Yeah.
example, I'd be like, all right, I got a project coming. I do music, right?
Okay, that's dope.
But I'm like a Khaled. I'm the A&R side.
Yeah.
You know, I kind of produce, I write, shit like that. Like last night, we were doing a project. We're finishing up my R&B project. It's called What a Time, or whatever.
Okay.
So
That's
what
dope.
a Time, we're throwing a show. It's a comedy show and R&B show with that shit.
Yeah.
This fall or whatever. So I want to do the same thing with like rap. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? I
had
want to
an
come out with a
artist.
rap project, and I want to showcase the dope. I already came out with one, but I want to come out with another one because it's well overdue, and showcase the dope artists that I think is dope as shit.
That's dope.
You know what I'm saying? Film the shit, get the behind the scenes shit, and then we throw a show for that.
Yeah,
Even
it's
though
like-
rap is a little tricky throwing shows because they want the insurance to be a little bit higher because they say
Right.
the crowds and shit. But they like when I talk to venues, they're like, yeah, you gotta have this type of insurance, instead of
Yeah,
that type of insurance.
right.
You know, you gotta.
I always tell them I'm doing top 40.
Yeah,
We
that's
doing
what I told
top 40,
them
boy.
too. That's what I told them too. So they kind of get around it or whatever. Because if you just say rap, they're like, oh, yeah, you're gonna
Yeah,
need like 5 more police officers. You know, I'm like, god damn. But nah, tell them what's your next projects and shit.
Oh, yeah, we going crazy with the music. Like, I feel like with the music side, like building the catalog is more what I'm working on right now. So I want to have like 500 songs, and then everybody catch on. While I already got 500 songs going.
Yeah.
Now every song getting 10,000 views a month or whatever. So you can't lose. But I just dropped Love vs. Hate Part 2. I dropped that last month or whatever. That's a dope project.
That is a dope project.
I appreciate it.
That's what 2 days. What was today? Saturday.
Yep.
So-
Yep.
Yeah, Thursday. Okay, because I went and bought a new car and shit. So like somewhat on my way back from California, I was like, all right, let me.
Yeah.
So I was all right.
Yeah.
You know what? I put it on my phone and shit, and like we coasted from like Barstone all the way to Vegas. Like, you know.
Yeah, listen to
Yeah.
And I try to make my projects like the old way, like where it's a story, like you know what I'm saying? Because I got part 1, and part 1 of Love versus Hate was all about the fun, the love, people showing you love. Part 2 is all about the hate, like you know what I'm saying? People turning on you, and all that. So it's like a story in itself, like part 1, part 2, and then I got Lost in Vegas part 1 out too. But in July I'm dropping again, so.
Okay.
I'm dropping I ain't even named it yet, but I got like 30 songs that I ain't even
shit.
dropped yet. Like,
God damn.
I might pick a month and record every single day. Like,
How long? What's your recording process? How long did it take you to record?
well, I feel like I'm more than one artist in one. So I might sit down and write a song if I just feel like I got something on my mind. But most cases, I just go in the studio and I'm like, I like this beat, and I go find the hook and I just go in. I don't even gotta do too much with it now. It's all about the feel.
That's where I suck at. Is like I suck with hooks.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like I just want to get straight to it. You know what I'm saying? So like when I write R&B, like I write for those artists, right? But when it come to rap, like I'm more of like a off the dome person,
for sure.
And so like I stuck with hooks because it's like all right, the hook I can't come up with
Gotta
catchy
be catchy,
shit,
but you gotta write it. Yeah, it's in between. My boy King helped me a lot on that or whatever because I've been working with him on development, and he pushed me where it's like, just go in there. Like I'll be ready, like sitting down. He be like, you know the process, is go in there, and then I say whatever. And if you got a dope engineer, I don't say whatever. Look, don't do that. No, I'm saying, but I say like, okay, I know this song sound like a life beat. What's going on in my life?
Yeah.
You feel me? So I can just be like, all right, today, my baby mama called me, we tripping.
Yeah.
Baby mama tripping, boom, boom, boom. You be like, yeah, that's hard. Keep going with that. You know, when you got an engineer pushing you, you can spit out music like it ain't nothing. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So shout out to all my dope engineers. Shout out Chef, King. You know what I'm saying? Like that's really with me. Like I feel like the engineers, producers, most important part. Like,
do you have a specific like studio that you record in, or do you have?
Right now I've been recording with my boy King, but Chef is my favorite studio.
Okay.
Shout out to Chef Went Crazy, like, cause we cook up. Like, I know anything I do is dope. Like I never missed in the studio. It don't matter.
Okay.
I go there with a snippet, like Lil Wayne said. We need a snippet.
Yeah.
That's it. He'll be like, all right, I'm gonna loop it. Whatever you need to do, drop it. It sound like it's coming out sounding like some industry standard stuff. Like you don't gotta go back and fix it. Nothing. Like that's how I like to do, cause I don't like spending a bunch of time going back on the same song. Like this is the feel for me.
That is what a lot of artists do. They keep they soak up so much time.
Yeah, you just put it out there.
Yeah,
because you can always, if it become a hit, you can always tweak it. Put, niggas don't care. Go get Timberland on it. He gonna do whatever he wants to it. But right now, as an independent artist, I feel like the main thing is just getting it out there. So when people do meet you, or we on a podcast or something like that, and they like, who is that? They got enough to go through and fall down the rabbit hole and be like, damn, this nigga got this project, that project. Yeah. Like, that's the most important thing to me.
I think that's the best way. That's kind of how I found, like, when I first started listening to, like, Larry June and shit like that, Ransom. Yeah. Those are some of my favorite artists, and I just went down the rabbit hole just listening to all this shit.
Then you're a fan, like you like, damn, like this nigga been going crazy.
Yeah, like he's like you been going crazy since 2014 or whatever the case may be, or
we was just talking about Russell. Look, that's how I just
Russell. That's another motherfucker that he puts out a lot of music. Like
when I heard about him, he was like, I got 30 albums. I'm like, nigga, how? Like where? I went to go find them. I can't even find all of them. I'm like, I need to see 30 albums.
Same here. Like. I started, like, because he was doing that backyard performance stuff, or you know, and so after that, it was just like, damn, like, he got a whole bunch of shit. He kept on saying he got albums, and he kept on saying, I'm pushing these albums, I'm doing this, doing that. And I'm like, damn, like,
it's crazy.
What the hell? Like,
I like his format. Like, that's how I'm trying to do with the merch and the, like, Nip, Marathon, that blueprint, the Russell blueprint, you know, even go back Master P. Jay-Z, you know what I'm saying, Diddy.
you got all their blueprint, like a Larry June, Nipsey.
Yeah,
you know, where all of them, they pushing their music and then they pushing their merch and shit. You know what I'm saying? The brand. That's smart, you know, especially now because there's so many artists. Like, what separates you from, you know,
and they can see, they know, like, it, and sometimes it become a good thing or a bad thing because they'll be like, this nigga know too much too, or whatever. Because I done been on the, like, one of my closest friends is an A&R, you know, road manager. Then, you know, like I said, I interned with Strange. I done manage niggas myself. Like, I done been on all sides. I know how to do some engineering. I know how to do some producing. So I kind of just see it in a way where I'm like, I know what's supposed to happen. You know what I'm saying? So,
you know, I know it's kind of funny, like, most people that that do, like, like that really rap, they pretty much touch every
you got to.
every side. Like most of them people that I know, they started off as the manager or they started off as an A&R and shit. And they're like, well, nigga, I can do this shit too.
Exactly, because you get so used to hearing like I know it sound good so much, I can do it myself. Y'all not doing what I see.
So you say you have kids, right?
Yeah.
How many kids you have?
I got 3.
3. They live out here?
One of them lives out here. 2 lives in Kansas City.
Okay. So how is that like trying to show them the way? Because like at this point, like you're 100%, entrepreneur, you building a brand or whatever. So like, it was boys or girls?
Well, my oldest is a girl.
Okay.
And then I got a son, and then I got a daughter, a young daughter. So 2 girls, 1.
Okay. That's kind of cool. Yeah. You got like, all right. So
a little mix. Yeah.
So how is it trying to show them and like the wave that you're trying to do? And because I'm pretty sure maybe your son or your kids' moms, they probably like either they 100% with it or they like, man, fuck that shit. Like you still need, you know what I mean?
Right.
Like,
so my first 2 kids, their mom is an artist too.
Okay.
So she's a singer. So
she gets it.
Yeah. So we kind of grew up together, and for a minute I was managing her. You know? So that's why I wasn't doing music or whatever. But she's a talented artist. Shout out Bree, First Lady. But with her, so my kids are just naturally talented.
Okay.
Anyway, but I try to teach them more of the hustle part, like it ain't even about music or whatever. I try to keep them like make sure they play instruments and stuff like that. The stuff I didn't know, because as a kid I just was a writer. I like the entertainment business.
Right.
So I was infatuated with learning the business. So. With them, I'm like, if you're going to be an artist, you need to play an instrument. You need to, you know what I'm saying, have structure to it. You need, how are you going to make money?
Right.
You know, things like that. And especially my 13-year-old, my oldest, she gets it. Like, she wake up like, Dad, you need to sell Lost in Vegas bonnets. Like, she come at me like that. And I'm like, well, you make them, and I'm going to sell them and give the money to you. Because I'm not thinking about no Lost in Vegas bonnets. So she got the concept, because
that's smart.
They didn't been in the studio with me since they was babies. Okay. So, you know, we always been around it. Like, so, and then my youngest is only 1, and she already playing. I got her the toy piano, got her, drum set, all that. So that's our playtime. I just let her get on the instruments.
Very talented kids. You might have a Jackson 3.
I know. I try to tell my daughter that, like, I'm a Joe Jackson, y'all. She's like, no, Dad. No, because she don't want to do it. She don't want to be an artist.
Okay.
Or whatever. But she's talented. She can sing, all that. But she's like, I don't want to be an artist. So I'm like, good. Like, I really prefer that.
Yeah.
If that was your passion, I would push that too.
Yeah.
But do something else. Like your mom and your dad's artists.
Yeah.
If you decide to do that later, you can do it because you're talented. So
I think that we should as parents, we should normalize letting them do, like, not what we do, but learn.
Yeah.
Learn what we do, but like have your own lane.
And that's how I feel about it. Like, I'm gonna just help you with whatever talents you got, bring them up to the best they can, and you decide what you do with it.
Yeah, that's smart, because I see, like, I coach football as well, and so my son, he plays basketball. Like, he's a hooper, but I was a football player, and I did football like at a high level, whatever the case may be. Yeah. And so, like, I see a lot of dads out there that they try to.
I didn't make it to the NBA. You going to the NBA?
Yeah.
Like,
and I see that all the time, and I'm like, dude, let your kid just do them, because like you'll see it all on the kid's face, like they're really unhappy they're doing it for the parent and shit like that. And I tell my son all the time, I'm like, dude, I don't care what the fuck you play. Like, if you want to do music, all right, I'm gonna push it.
Yeah,
if you want to be an entrepreneur, do something with business, okay, I'm gonna help you start that. I'm not pushing college or anything like that. If you want to go, cool. But I'll push business and trade on you.
Exactly.
But
the foundations.
Exactly, the foundation. That's it. Like, if we building this house, the foundations is what matters. You know what I'm saying? Everything else comes after that.
Yeah, that's exactly how I feel.
And so I'm like, look, you're probably not gonna make it to the NBA. You know what I'm saying? Because you're 1 out of a million. You know what I'm saying? So if you want to make it to the NBA, you got to do a lot more. But what are other things that you want to do? Like, okay, the basketball shit is fun, and we're gonna push it to the furthest that we could push it. But what are other things that you want to do?
And teach you discipline. Because a lot of stuff is just pieces of the roadmap. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I realized even about being an artist. Because it was a point when I was like, I gotta be the best rapper alive. I gotta be,
Yeah.
and I didn't care about nothing about that because I listened to Lil Wayne. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. You gotta be the best. And then the more you develop, you like, okay, I don't necessarily gotta be the best. I just gotta work harder than niggas. Then it'd be like, I gotta make more money than niggas. Then it'd be like, I gotta have my own brand. Like, the more you build, the more you know what I'm saying, you got to follow on.
How's your like mental health when it comes to this shit? Do you like believe in like therapy? I'm not talking about like necessarily talking to like a therapist or anything, but like do you believe in like therapy, like you like music, like for example, music is most people's therapy and shit like that, you know what I'm saying?
For sure.
Or their outlet and shit. So what is your take on that?
Yeah, I definitely believe that, because like that's like, I don't really get emotional. Like, I do a song, like I said, my kids are in Kansas City, 2 of them. So I went to visit them, and then so I'm leaving because I was out there like a week and a half, and they're like, Dad, I don't want you to leave, but I had to come back for work and all kind of other obligations. So I'm leaving, I get on the plane, and the producer just happened to send me this beat. And it's like, I don't want to be without you, be without you. And I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna make this song to my kids, because that's what I feel. So on the plane, I wrote a song, which I got out now with the video, Letter to My Kids, or whatever. And it was a letter to them, literally telling them like how I missed them and how I didn't want to leave them or whatever. And that was like therapy to me, because like I felt it, you know, and I was like, I got to get this feeling out right now. So I wrote it on the plane on the way here, leaving them, and
that's hard.
Laid it down when I got there.
That's super hard.
Yeah, so it's definitely therapy for me, especially if you're a real artist and really talk about your real life.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because I tell people like people, when they say therapy, shit like that, they think of, like, I gotta go talk to a shrink, I gotta go talk to a
I feel like I support mental health. That's good too. Some people need to sit down.
Yeah, like, you know, really, like, some
shrink.
people, like, they really off, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and they be scared too.
Yeah, they like, it's a lot of motherfuckers that's really, really off and stuff, you know what I'm saying? I'm not, you know, they need, you know, they probably need to talk to somebody, you know what I'm saying? They got to normalize that, because it's cool if you know, if you have somebody to talk to, but at the same time, like, that's not the only form of therapy, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, some people, they might smoke. That might be, you know, smoking, listen to music and shit, you know, or smoking or whatever, or, you know, as long as you do something productive and you get your shit out or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Some people might be like, they therapy might be letting one off on a, you know, on the chick or something, you know what I'm saying? Whatever the case may be, you know. But I think that we got to normalize, you know, finding what your thing is to push your shit out.
Yeah, make you feel relieved.
Yeah, because we be having a lot of shit trapped in us, and like you see a lot of ticking time bombs.
Can't really say nothing. Like, you gonna say it to your homies, but you ain't gonna give them the sentimental part of it.
Nah, because most of the time your homies come like, nigga, what? Like,
you over there tripping over that chick?
You tripping over her? What's your problem, man? Let's go to the strip club. You know what I'm saying?
But that's why I feel like, because you just got to make yourself vulnerable. Shout out to my homie Austin. He passed away, and the dude I was talking about, I started music with, or whatever. He passed, but I always hear him in my head, because when we first was doing rap or whatever, he'd be like, don't try to make it hit. Go harder, go deeper, go deeper, go deeper. And he would always tell me that. So now I think about that in my music. Like, it's of course about making it catchy or whatever, but sometimes the realest songs is a hit. And it ain't about just trying to be like, oh, we in the club, you know what I'm saying? So it's more about, like you said, that therapy part. Like, the more vulnerable you can be and put somebody else in that position where they like, damn, I see it. I actually see this man leaving on a plane. He want his kids, and he like, I gotta go. Like, you try to put people there, like, third person view. So it's just about storytelling to me.
Oh, hell yeah. I think that's the best way. Like, if I could listen to somebody's shit and I could feel what they talking about, then, you know, like, it's been a lot of long drives with the windows down, sunroof open type shit, you know, and just coasting. Like, I'm like, man, I feel this shit. This is, you know, that's my therapy. Like, really, is just listening to music.
And I like performing a lot too. Okay, like, that's a big part of it.
So when's
the
next performance?
So I'm putting something together this month. I actually got a show tomorrow. No, they just rescheduled it. So yeah, I'm putting something together this month or whatever, because I'm gonna do a love versus hate, you know, kind of show, like kind of how you were saying. And I'm gonna do part 1 and part 2. I'll be messing with D Flat. Shout out him.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? He in Egypt right now.
Oh,
but
shit. Okay.
he's a bass guitar player. And so I'll be performing with the band. He does Cork and Thorn every Mondays. So I do a lot with them, so I'm gonna get the band and do the Love versus Hate.
Okay.
Like kind of like some old school Jay-Z and Nas.
Where you gonna do it at? You have a place where you gonna do it?
I got a couple places that I know I want to do it at, but it just depends on how everything timing. But it might be a House of Blues.
Okay.
Like, I got.
Just let me know. We'll
For sure.
We'll
Yeah.
up, you know.
I'm gonna try to make it like a real set. Like, you know, like I said, the big time where you know it's a show put together. Might put the suit on.
Yeah, oh, that's hard.
Suit on with the live band type stuff.
Please let me know because I definitely pull up. You know?
Yeah, I appreciate it.
Don't let me know the day before.
Yeah,
I'm gonna let you know. Cause like you see, I would be like, like my schedule, I stack it. So like if it's something that's a little off, then it like
throw everything off.
it throws everything off and shit. So yeah, let me know like.
For sure, I'm gonna give it to you in the merch too.
Yeah,
so we gonna be in contact.
You wanna before we leave, you wanna spit something on the mic or?
I can, yeah. I'm right here.
Yeah, man, just spit some whatever, man.
On the spot. I got too many verses. Sometimes it automatically do that.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna spit this North Pole. You know. Don't want the coupe, less it come with the top back. Don't want your bitch, you can quit, nigga, stop that. Don't want the Glock, less it come with the beam on it. Chopper so big, if I want, I can lean on it. Used to chase hoes, but them hoes chasing me now. Got them going crazy, my old hoes is seen now. Used to read messages, leave them on scene now. We used to fuck, but she can't fuck with me now.
Okay, yeah. Hey, shout out all your shit, man. Look, hey, man, cop his merch too, man.
Yeah, Lost in Vegas, it's RecoBands, man. Make sure y'all follow us, you know. Got my boy Gonzo, shout out Ohio.
Shout out to Gonzo.
You know what I'm saying? Shout out my boy Slugs in the cut.
Shout out Slugs.
You know look us up. Hey, Lost in Vegas, out now. Love versus Hate, 1 and 2 out now. New EP coming 4th of July, and we ain't stopping.
Shout out your your tags, your Instagram tags.
Instagram, RecoBands, that's RecoBands. You know, RecoBands on all platforms, all social medias. Just Google it, it's gonna come up.
Okay.
And
on that note, we out. Peace.
We don't talk about it, we just keep it confidential. Call me Big Daddy, cause I do admire your middle. She wanna be official, cause she needs someone to vent to. But I can't get my heart away, cause all the shit I've been through. She said, love with me, I'm the one she wants. Said she would choose me, but I might do her wrong. She don't wanna change, she stuck in her ways. Invited to the crib, we fucking for days. She just wanna fight, but fuck what she say. When she wanna